Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and take a look at your next 6 days, which takes us right up into the upcoming weekend. Now, this is August, and overall, most of us are going to see some really nice August weather. Now, those of you down in the south, it's going to be hot and relatively humid, but for the rest of us, we're going to get a nice little break. Let's first take a look at temperatures, and I like this map because it really does show us where some cooler air is actually residing. Now, that in this time of year, it's also because of the sky cover as well as rainfall, but you can see a good portion of the northern half of the country either at normal or even a little bit below normal, and that's going to put temperatures pretty much in the 80s for most of us, 70s up a little bit further to the north, but overall it's not going to be all that bad. No real heat with the exception of the south where you would expect it this time of year. Very hot and very humid there for you. Now, as far as Wednesday is concerned, we see some more yellow shooting down right along the Mississippi River Valley, and that's because the next system will be coming in, kicking off some showers and thunderstorms there. A little bit warmer there on Wednesday in the Ohio Valley, but overall still not too bad. And then by Thursday, that next system really gets wound up. You can see a lot of yellow up here, and even some temperatures slightly below normal. Lots of rain up here, lots of sky cover, cloud cover rather, and you can see some very hot weather still hanging on down to the south. Here by Thursday, you can kind of see the system really getting wound up, bringing precipitation down into the Appalachians. Still very hot and humid across the south. Even a little bit cooler now off to the west, up those of you in the Pacific Northwest. In here you can see more, again, temperatures reflecting more of a sky cover, lots of rain around the area. In fact, that's really going to move up into the northeast. Now here on Sunday, temperatures modify just a little bit here in the Midwest. We're going to dry out a little bit at that point. I think the best day of the next coming weekend will be on Sunday, but looks like very wet and kind of stormy as you head up into the northeast. Still very hot though around Oklahoma and Texas. Again, you'd expect it there. And the next system now is going to get itself organized. And it looks like temperatures for the most part throughout most of the continental United States, with a few exceptions, going to be about normal, even below normal for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So no real major heat wave on the horizon. Precipitation now on Tuesday, a couple light showers across the Ohio Valley. This is that next system really starting to get itself organized there in the central U.S. Not much going on in the tropics, so to speak. I'll show you that here in just a second. Here on Wednesday, we're possibly looking at some severe weather along the around Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois area. That's all going to be migrating towards the east on Thursday. You can kind of see it here again on Wednesday, and that extends all the way up into the high plains. And you can see it really kind of getting organized here on Thursday. You see some showers and some thunderstorms. Once again, you can't rule out a possibility of some severe weather with this grouping. Here on Friday, it's going to be a fairly wet day across the Ohio Valley and much of the Midwest. Very stormy. Those of you up into the Great Lakes, drying off towards the west. Here on Saturday, again, a pretty good area of showers and thunderstorms extending down to the Gulf, and that's all going to be moving up into the northeast, dry pretty much for the western 2/3 of the country. And then here on Sunday, as I said, drying out a bit here in the Ohio Valley. Another system getting itself organized there in the high plains. But the northeast, it is going to be very, very wet. Now, as far as the tropics are concerned, this is Ernesto, and you can kind of see Ernesto now well into the Atlantic. But right now, though, it's starting to develop down here in the Caribbean, but it looks like it's going to go towards the west and then curve up towards the northeast. That's why I didn't spend a lot of time on Ernesto. It will be a pretty good sized hurricane, could be another major hurricane, but right now, it looks like it's going to stay away from the continental U.S. Portions of the Caribbean, we do have some tropical storm watches up at this point. It's still a tropical wave. The next system coming off the African coast, you see it there, and we have to keep an eye on that. But this is for next Sunday. This is about the 19th of August. So we're starting to work our way closer to the peak of hurricane season, and that will be September 10th. But it's going to be pretty quiet for most of this week. And fortunately, Ernesto, I don't think it's really going to bother us for the most part. That's your next 6 days. I'm George, the Weather Dad.